Alright, everybody, welcome to the Scott Show. We're here just to talk about AEW Full Gear. It happened last night. It's kind of weird having a pay-per-view on a Saturday night instead of a Sunday night, but that's the way AEW does it. I gotta give them a little compliment for that. It looks very sports-like, if that's the way they're doing it. So I gotta give them a shout-out for that. As they say with the whole compliment sandwich thing, the Stewie Griffin compliment sandwich, as Jim Cornette said, and as Stewie Griffin has said, that's my compliment to them, is that they look very sports going into it. They're not going to get interrupted by football. Maybe that's another thing, since the owner is also the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if the Jaguars play Baltimore this week or where they play. I'm actually looking at our list right now. They are off. Okay. So, they're off. Maybe they planned that great. But I wanted to get to the show itself and talk about what happened. I'm not going to be nice because AEW is a very missed opportunity for some people. And some people are getting a lot more money than they deserve. So let me get to it. It was a very interesting show. No titles changed hands, so I'm giving that away right away. Mainly I want to get to the action and what happened. So you had 8 matches on the card. The first match was Dr. Britt Baker against B. Priestley. Interesting match, but I'm not even going to think about this match as far as style points or anything else. Reports came out that Britt Baker was sick with the flu, and she ended up still going out there and putting on any kind of match whatsoever. So, hey, more just big time shout out to her. Dr. Britt Baker, lots of respect from me to you. And that's the one thing in this show. That was on the buy-in show. 11 minutes, 35 seconds of a half an hour buy-in show. Or an hour, I don't even know. But that was their only thing for the buy-in. They have all this talent, and they're not using them. But let's go to the main card. Main card, we had Proud and Powerful, as they call Santana and Ortiz now, defeated the Young Bucks. I'm very glad that Santana and Ortiz beat the Young Bucks. However, it was in 21 minutes. The Young Bucks are absolute garbage and should be just old yellered. Just take them out and just get rid of them. So I'm ashamed that Santana and Ortiz took that long to beat the Jobber Squad of the Jackson brothers. So shame. So I won't even get any more into that because it's depressing. Next match was Adam Page and Pac, or however you want to say it. Adam Page ended up winning the match. I guess on the next AEW Dynamite they have another thing, another match between those two. They get a little feud going on, and hey, good for them. I'm interested in it, want to see where it goes. Yeah. So, it's just what it is. I like to see that in a cage or something. Give me something good there. Match number 4, Shawn Spears with Tully Blanchard, which I think is a good combo. Defeated Joey Janela in 11 minutes 45 seconds. Again, the same story with the Young Bucks. Joey Janela is an absolute loser in life and just needs to just disappear. I wouldn't care where Joey Janela wouldn't. Neither would anybody else. I don't even think Mrs. Janela or Mama Janela or whatever would give a crap because they'd just say, man, he's a loser. Your mom probably calls you loser, Joey Janela, so, yeah, fuck you. Alright, I don't swear too often, but you're wasting my space, you're wasting money on this pay-per-view, you're wasting everything. You are a waste of time. So I don't swear normally, but I apologize to the ones who Did not expect that, and there you go. SoCal Uncensored defeated the Lucha Brothers in Private Party. Probably one of the best matches of the night, just because these guys know what they're doing. So I'm not sad about this whole thing. SoCal Uncensored win, and good for them. Riho, 98 pounds of Riho, defeated Emi Sakura for the Women's World Championship. You have Britt Baker, you have Kong, you have Bea Priestley, you have all these other people, and your champion is 98 pounds soaking wet with 2 bricks in her pocket. What the hell? I don't get it, but hey, people kind of like her, and if it's whatever, it's really whatever. Chris Jericho and with Jake Hager defeated Cody with MJF by what they call technical submission. The towel was thrown in by MJF as Chris Jericho had Cody in the Lion Tamer. So Cody lost the match. He'll never challenge for the AEW World Title again. Now let me say this: I think that's a bunch of bullcrap. And yes, I know I swore once, but I'm probably gonna keep it to. I'm not gonna keep it to once a show, but whatever. Cody Rhodes is the executive vice president of the damn promotion, and this was just too early for him to go after the title. They should have done something else. And I'm disappointed in the booking of this more than anything. And this is why I'm making the podcast to this. Is if anybody in AEW hears this, I'm not a fan of you guys. But the problem I have is that your booking is terrible. First of all, you have the Young Bucks, that idiot tag team, who should just go back to Japan and fight in the cruiserweight or whatever. I don't care. Then you have Joey Janela and then Jelly Janela, or however the Cornette calls him. But the guy's an absolute dumpster fire of a human being, and I'm not even gonna say half of the crap that I think of the guy, because he's lower than a human excrement. Or however you want to say it. There's two. It's just, it's so depressing. But this match, Jericho and Cody, good match on paper. Probably the best match of the night, except for the tag team match was good too. But here it goes, folks. Here's the rant, I guess. AEW had everything going for it with the MJF Cody friendship. You have time, you have build, you have a TV show, you have all the things in the world going for you, and your first pay-per-view out of the gate, when your main babyface is going for the title and has this thing that he'll never challenge for the title again, ever, and you blow your load on this idiotic idea of turning MJF, even though he's a heel anyway, goddammit. He has heel tendencies. He's probably the best heel in business. I love MJF. I think he's funny. I hope he destroys every single one of the idiots in this promotion, takes it over, and rules the AEW world. Then goes to WWE, and he can become NXT North American Champion. So, because that's all the AEW promotion means, is that AEW North American Championship is probably the equivalent. So, Cody Rhodes, I don't know how the hell you wanted to set this up for yourself, that Cody is going to be Cody and MJF at the next pay-per-view. I don't even know when your next pay-per-view is, therefore do I care? I'm not ever going to pay $50 to see any of your kind of stuff anyway, but you could have set this up. You could have set it up for 6 months. You could have sat there. That interview was great the other day, and you could have just built. And instead, you blew your load super quick, like a 5-second sex session. And what the fuck? And I'm absolutely blown away. The idiot idea And now you got all this time on TV that you're going to do promotion for this match with you and MJF. And you know what? It's going to be a great match. MJF should kick your ass, is what he should do. MJF should rule AEW. He is the best wrestler you got. He's better than Jericho. I would love to see Jericho and MJF. That would be great on the. That would be a mic masterpiece. However, why did you do this so early? It's so dumb. You could have had Cody lose, MJF threw in the towel, and then the redemption of MJF and Cody, and you could have built that. Is there heat? Is there heat? Is there heat? And then the next pay-per-view, which is probably a few months from now, God only knows. I don't think they're going to run anything until maybe January, February. You could have ran that whole thing. Oh, the redemption. Oh, MJF wins his 5-man battle royal to face off against Jericho at the next pay-per-view. Oh, what happens? MJF wins the title, and then Cody celebrates, and then he turns on Cody to set up the next feud. So there you got your great title feud with all the heat in the world. You got what you should have done is you should have waited on Cody and Jericho and built that up. Had Jericho run from him, face off against Janela in the main event and kill him in 5 seconds, because God knows I just would want Jericho to put him in the lion tamer and break the guy's damn back. Whatever. It wouldn't even matter. Put him up against Shawn Spears. Put him up against Adam Page again in a steel cage match. Cody, you could have faced off. You could have faced off against Joey Janela, or you could have faced off against Shawn Spears and actually had a freaking longer thing than one time where you beat the guy and then it's done. Now Shawn Spears means nothing. I mean, he's in the fourth match of the night against a jobber. AEW, you are absolutely terrible at booking. You should just be shut down. I don't know what the hell Tony Khan and anybody else is thinking about giving you money. I give you guys the rest of the year, and then you're probably going to shut down unless you give MJF the belt, which is the only saving grace you can do, because the guy is just a masterpiece everywhere. So there you go. That's all I have to say on that. MJF, I got to give you all the shout out in the world, but man, you should have said this is fucking stupid and walked out like Stone Cold did. I'm just depressed. No, number 8. So I got to get to this match too, and this is the last match of the night. The unsanctioned Lights Out match. Now, Lights Out matches normally happen after the event anyway, so it just kind of is what it is. And Jon Moxley ends up winning and beating Kenny Omega. Lots of blood. I have not actually seen the whole match. I'm kind of waiting for that. Not seen the whole match, but I do have to say I'm not surprised with all the blood. I'm not surprised with all the craziness. Moxley is from not XPW, CZW. Omega is from DDT. I mean, if you want to go back to their roots, and I'm not surprised that it happened. I'm just a little concerned. I think Renee Young, I will give them probably the rest of the year to be married. Jon Moxley, you will be a divorced, former Shield member, and I hope that you have a good contract with AEW, because they'll have to pay you out, and Tony Khan might have you play third string on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Omega, you should have stayed in Japan, dude. You just should. I mean, I can't wait until he goes back to Japan and fights Okada again, or Ibushi, or anybody else, and stays in his Japanese world. Because you know what, Kenny Omega, that's where you belong, is your Japanese world. You're better over there than you are in the States. That's just what it is. I give this an F-. I think Full Gear was a waste of time. They completely shot their load with everything. The Rock and Roll Express did show up, and hell, they and Santana and Ortiz, they had a deal. Whatever happened there. I'm just, I can't even tell you how just sad it is. to see this pay-per-view and to see all these good people. Last thing I'll make a comment about is the freaking commentators. So Jim Ross is a really good commentator, and he can do WWE style wrestling good. However, I have not heard the commentary from this show. I've seen the highlights and everything else. But Jim Ross is a damn good commentator. Excalibur got to go away. Golden Boy, see you later. Taz is alright. Taz is good. So that's all I have to say about that. I'm just depressed and disappointed that wrestling has got to this point. I think anybody who likes AEW just might as well take a hike because they're wasting their time, space, money, everything else. Depressed. So hopefully they take this time on TV to build up MJF and Cody Rhodes. But look at all this other talent. So Adam Page, he's got some talent. You got Angelico, he's pretty good. Jericho, of course, he was on the main event. You have Darby Allin, wasn't even there. Dustin Rhodes wasn't even there. Jake Hager wasn't even wrestling. The guy is a freaking crazy maniac. He's not even wrestling. Jungle Boy, you didn't have him in there. Kip Sabian, he's a young kid. You could use him. Michael Nakazawa, yeah, just, no. Peter Avalon, he's actually talent, so why not use the guy? It just makes sense. You have Allie, you have Awesome Kong, you have Brandy Rhodes, you have Leva Bates, who apparently is Blue Pants and whatever. You have all these other wrestlers. Use them. You have Jerry Lynn out there. You have Billy Gunn on your team. You got all these people that know what they're doing with wrestling, and yet it's just a sad, depressing moment. So I'm going to get off of here at this podcast talking about Full Gear AEW, and I'm just hoping that wrestling turns a corner and does something fantastic, because really, this did not do it for me. So you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you here real soon on thescottshow.com.